Welcome to another exciting edition of a Live from My Office special podcast. This is called Anything But Politics. And the lovely and talented Andrea Darlas and I did not talk about color coordination.
We did
But if
not.
you're watching on the Live from My Office YouTube channel, we got a whole lot of blue going on.
We do. We have our Chicago theme, our Chicago colors going.
And I got the Survive 2025 hat.
Look at that. It looks good on you.
Don't forget to order your merch, T-shirts and hats, Survive 2025. That's our goal. Survive 2025. All right, so here's the way this works. Anything but politics.
Okay, good.
We get plenty of politics all day long, all the time. Anything but politics is, I'm going to give you a number of topics. You pick the topic, we do the story. Won't have time to do them all.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of good stories here, and none of them are political.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so before we get started, let's remind people, you're on Channel 9, WGN TV all the time.
Yep. I fill in on Daytime and Spotlight. Fantastic hosts, Tanya, Amy, G, and Sarah. They are the best. But on occasion, they'll take a day off, and I will pop in for one of them. And they're great, fantastic, wonderful ladies.
Do you sense from Amy that she still is considering running away with me? I mean, I just have that sense. I could be wrong.
Amy keeps a lot very close to her, but I know she has a very strong fondness for you and love for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, she keeps it close to the vest, Steve. So
yeah, I feel like we're saying two different things, but maybe not.
Whatever your plans might be with her, she keeps them very tight-lipped.
Yeah.
To her credit.
Well, I mean, kidnapping's not right, so we can't do that.
No.
But you do a great job. You do a great job at Channel 9. You do a great job with your alma mater at the University of Illinois.
Yes.
Which, by the way, help wanted signs are up. The University of Illinois needs a new chancellor. I think I'm perfect. Now, you guys seem to have standards.
Yeah.
First off, I have to know what a chancellor is. Seems like he's one of the bosses.
He is the boss. Do you have a PhD? I'm just curious.
How do you feel about college dropouts? Is that an issue?
Do you have a PhD? Do you have any teaching experience? Well, you kind of do. You hosted
my
a
whole
show
life.
for so many years.
Taught every day I teach.
You teach the lessons of life.
I did 1 year in college and took a leave of absence, but I can go back at any time. And if it's important to the job interview, I will. I'll go back because I still have a lot of eligibility.
We have a search committee going on. Hope to have.
Well, they should meet me.
Yes, they should.
Yes,
they should. Let me pass your.
Maybe you make a call. Maybe make a call.
Do I still have your contact info?
You should have my details. Yes. Oh. Yeah, we worked together 20, 25 years. You should have details.
I think I have those somewhere.
So,
I have your Hotmail account right here. I do have that email.
And finally, the last question before we begin. How is little Coco?
She's fantastic. She's sleeping here next to me. She's adorable.
We're talking about your dog, not a relative.
That's right. That's right. She'll make an appearance at the end of the show. How's that?
All right.
At the end.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to give you topics. You tell me which story you want to do. I've come up with the headlines, and then we'll get to the stories. Here are the topics.
Good.
Don't die dumb.
Okay.
Who invited them? Do you have any quarters? I'm just freaking happy to be here. The Diddy diet.
Oh, there's more.
Oh yeah, that's more.
The Diddy diet?
The Diddy diet. The Kardashians are a bunch of asses. And finally, the squirrels are laughing at you. And I know you're not looking at the headlines. I can remind you of any of them, but any of those strike your fancy?
Let's start with who invited them.
Who invited them?
Who invited them?
It's wedding season, right?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite wedding story, like a wedding you went to and you just went, oh my God, I can't believe we got through this one alive?
I do have a very good wedding story. This many, many, many years ago, my fake cousin, being Greek, we have a lot of fake cousins. A lot of family friends that you grow up with become cousins. My fake cousin was getting married to his longtime girlfriend, but he was very good-looking young bachelor and had a lot of different girlfriends throughout his young life.
Got a lot of attention.
College, yes. Very good-looking, very personable. Decides to settle down, gets married. His best man gets up and gives a speech. And you knew this was bad when he walked up, and I'm not exaggerating, with a legal pad. The old-fashioned notepads but they were long. They were like 11 by 14.
Yeah.
And he starts reading off, and he was, of course, drunk, the best man, his best friend from childhood. Starts off by going through his love life from the time he was a little boy. Like, remember when you were 6 and you kissed Susie in the backyard?
So in front of the bride, the bride's family, and all in attendance, he wanted to go through the entire sexual history of the groom.
Yes, and by the time he got to girlfriend number 8, a couple of the other groomsmen came up and said, "Time to step down.
That'll be about enough.
Time to step down and let someone else give a toast." Very embarrassing.
And
they're still married, by the way.
Well, that's great.
4 kids later.
Well, we don't know that it'll last, but it looks like it's on the right track. My quick wedding story, and it takes longer to tell it with great detail, but the cheapest wedding I've ever been to, and it was not a shotgun wedding. There was no need to be married that quickly. And, listen, you have money, you don't have money. But I'm thinking these folks probably should have just gone to the justice of the peace. Mm-hmm. There were 3 2-liter bottles of pop.
No.
And there were 4 bowls of Cheez-It crackers, plain and peanut M&Ms, and pretzels. And the wedding took place at the back of a pizza place on a riser in a room that could fit maybe 20 or 30 people.
Yes.
And while the wedding was going on, the service was going on, short service, mercifully, you could hear people ordering pizza on the other side of the wall.
No. Ding.
Yeah.
The pepperoni's ready.
Here's a few more. The story is extremely awful entitled wedding guest who screwed up somebody else's wedding. All right. First up, my partner's work buddy offered to blow the groom under the head table when I was on the dance floor.
No.
That wasn't the only thing she did that night, and it's still being talked about 20 years later. We're not sure what prison she's in.
No. Is that couple still married?
Let's bring them out right now. I don't know. Next up, best friend's boyfriend drank himself into oblivion before the wedding even started. And during the wedding breakfast, he threw up at the table mid-meal and had to be escorted outside. He fell off a step, cut his head open, and had to be taken to the hospital. That's at the wedding breakfast.
No.
Young man may have a drinking problem. Here's another one.
Bad.
My mom and dad walked from table to table and quietly told everyone they were getting a divorce.
Get out. So they were using someone else's wedding as a platform to announce their divorce.
Herb, Barb, we just wanted you to know we're separating.
But continue on with the party.
Next up, not mine, but my sister's wedding. An aunt brought a piñata in the shape of a woman so the groom would have something to pop that night since my sister wasn't a virgin.
No.
We hid the piñata in the car. She got drunk enough she didn't notice we never brought it in.
No.
At our daughter's wedding, there was an uninvited couple who showed up and brought a guest. We had an exact number for the reception. We did what we could to accommodate them. In hindsight, we should have killed them in the parking lot. They got drunk and high. The male was hitting on a young girl on the dance floor who turned out to be 14, who, by the way, happened to be the daughter of the pastor who conducted the wedding.
No.
It's wedding season.
It is wedding season. And be wary, those of you attending weddings this spring and summer and this year and whenever. Traditions differ by religion, by state. I had a college friend of mine. Again, I was 21 years old. She's getting married. She moved to Memphis area. So this was like a suburb of Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
And they get married. I go down. I'm in the wedding. Start to clink the glass. It's a cheesy, dumb tradition. But you clink the glass, so the bride and groom will kiss at the head table, yada, yada. Again, I'm 21 years old. I start clinking the glass, and everybody at the table looks at me. And a relative of the bride kind of pushed my hands down and said, "Oh, dear, what are you doing? Are you okay?" She thought I was having some sort of an episode. I said, "I'm clinking the glass so the bride and groom kiss." And she said, and I quote, "They might do that in Chicago, but we don't do that here."
Wow.
So
I thought everybody knew about that.
I know. Apparently it's, it is a cheesy tradition and kind of annoying.
Good thing you didn't do the dollar dance. You would have thought the bride was a whore. One more. One of my wife's bridesmaids drank most of a bottle of champagne during the 6-mile drive from the church to the reception. Over the next few hours, she hit on every man at the reception, including those that were married. She lifted her dress to expose herself on the dance floor. Grandma? And ended up in a car with the bride's drunk friend.
No.
Also, the bride's Social Security-aged father took a liking to her. He also was drunk, and they left together.
No. What is wrong with people? Oh, my gosh. Weddings, you're supposed to be on your best behavior.
Right. And it's not about you.
Even if it is an open bar.
Nah, it's not about you. All right, here are the other topics again.
Okay.
The Kardashians are a bunch of asses. The Diddy diet. I'm just freaking happy to be here. Hey, you got any quarters? Who invited them is one we just did. And don't die dumb.
How about the quarters?
The quarters. You know, I think you'll like this one. You and I both worked at WLS in Chicago.
Yes.
And at WLS, there were a wall of vending machines, as there are in many business places.
Yes, yes. And you know what? Let me just kind of add to this. Channel 9 has a fantastic little kitchenette area now. There's high-end vending machines. They have farmer's fridge, sandwiches.
Yeah, and the vending machines there, it's almost a vending cafeteria.
It is. It's really, really nice. But the one at LS, you're right. It took the coins.
Yeah, and now vending machines don't take coins as much. You hold your credit card up.
Right, right.
Because, you know, the 50-cent candy bar in the 70s is like $12 now.
Right, and plus who has change? I haven't carried change in years.
Yeah, nor should you. I have interesting and bizarre facts about vending machines, and as I look through this, because I carefully prepared for this highly scripted segment, there's a lot of things I didn't know. In foreign countries, vending machines are a substitute for gambling where gambling's illegal.
Really?
Yeah, Thailand, for instance, the UAE, and also Japan, they're called lucky boxes. Now we're getting back to the wedding again, lucky boxes.
Wait, I've heard about this.
Oh, you know about this?
I think so. Is this where you you don't know what you're getting?
Yes, you get a mystery box. That's exactly right. And you could win a box of tissues, or you could win an iPad. You don't know what's in it. The problem is some kids have been turned on to real gambling because of this, so they're trying to do away with them. Here's an idea Coca-Cola had that was bad, and it wasn't New Coke. Coca-Cola at one point in the 70s considered surge pricing.
Really?
The idea would be the hotter the weather, the more expensive your Coke would be.
No.
Yeah, they had problems.
Did they?
No, they had problems with the technology and the idea, and they eventually shut it down. Can you imagine
There's
that?
always going to be a demand for Coca-Cola.
Right. But the idea that Coke would go, oh, no, it's $3 now. I know it used to be $75.
Do you know there used to be a restaurant in Chicago that would price their foods based on the temperature, their soup, based on whatever the temperature was that day. That's
sure, that makes sense. Yeah. It's wrong, but it makes sense. And what's deadlier, vending machines or sharks?
Sharks.
You're right, but not by much. Every year, an average of 3 or 4 people will die due to shark bites in the United States. But as recently as 1993, 13 people in 1 year died from vending machines falling on them.
No, I thought you were going to say they got their hands caught in that little.
Well, what happens is, you know, you have the twirly thing, right?
Yeah.
And the candy bar or the chips or whatever gets caught on that.
Always.
And you've already put your money in.
So they shake
you start rocking the machine. Well, those machines weigh a couple of 1,000 pounds, and it comes over and it crushes you.
No.
How hungry are you now, Timmy?
How many deaths did you say?
13 in 1 year.
No.
But generally speaking, sharks are more dangerous. I'll tell you, you get a vending machine filled with sharks, you got some real problems.
You got some serious problems.
And finally, this is crazy. In the 1st century AD, there was a vending machine. I'm not making this up. You Greeks, you come up with all the ideas and the invention.
We invented all.
The invention was such that someone would put a coin in the slot on top of a box. The coin would hit a metal lever, and on the other end was a string tied to a plug that stopped a container of liquid. The liquid would be opened and would pour out below, and you would collect it in your hands or whatever the cup was in the day.
Right.
And that was not water for drinking. It was placed outside churches to dispense holy water. It was a holy water vending machine.
See what we invented?
Yeah.
It was probably for the Olympics.
I got to tell you, the democracy thing was good, but you guys did a nice job on the vending machines.
We sure did.
We continue on Anything But Politics. Don't die dumb. I'm just freaking happy to be here. The Diddy diet, the Kardashians are a bunch of asses, or hey, the squirrels are laughing at you.
I'm going to say squirrels because there's so many squirrels down in the U of I campus. It's kind of become the unofficial friend to all students.
You have this
I
lovely
like squirrels.
You have a lovely suburban home. Do you have squirrel issues there?
We have a lot of squirrels, and I have just the best dog in the world. She doesn't chase them at all. She just kind of watches them play.
She's a friend.
So chill.
She's a friend to all wildlife.
Yeah, I like this.
Port Townsend, Washington. A suspect climbed an 80-foot tree to evade deputies. Was finally taken down by force after 8 hours. The man was wanted on an active Department of Corrections escape warrant. Was taken into custody. He ran from the police in Jefferson County, specifically Port Townsend, Washington, and climbed most of the way up an 80-foot tree, which is fairly impressive. They located him at 9 a.m. They tried to coax him down for hours. When he wouldn't come down, they used a drone to buzz his head to try to get him to be frightened enough to come down. And eventually 2 other officers had to climb up and get him.
And get him.
And pull him out of the tree. But the squirrels were laughing.
Oh, I bet they were. How big was this? Like a larger than normal squirrel?
No, this is a guy. The squirrels were laughing at the guy.
I thought there was this other squirrel up there they were laughing at.
No, the guy escaped from prison and hid in a tree.
No, and the squirrels kind of turned him in.
Yeah, so for you future criminals, think this through. It's not good. You know, you really, lots of places to hide. You don't want to hide in a tree.
Yeah, right, because the squirrels will always give you up.
Yeah, come on. You can't trust a squirrel.
There's no loyalty there.
Let's see. Don't die dumb. I'm just freaking happy to be here. The Diddy diet or the Kardashians are a bunch of asses.
Don't die dumb.
Don't die dumb. What's my
Notice
rule?
I'm staying away from all of the controversial celebrities.
Yeah, well, we've got to get to the Kardashians, regardless of how much time we have. You know we do. But we'll do don't die dumb. What's my rule? You remember my rule about dying dumb?
Don't die dumb?
My rule about dying dumb is don't die dumb, because if you die dumb, then the people who lost you at the services have to explain why they liked you in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't die dumb.
It's a very good rule of thumb.
Don't you think?
Have clean underwear. Don't die dumb.
Yeah, come on. Don't die dumb. That's all I'm telling you. Yeah, and it's a rule that can apply in many situations, but certainly in this one. And since I can't find this story, we're moving on. Okay, the Diddy diet or the Kardashians are a bunch of asses.
Let's do Kardashians. I knew you want to do the Kardashians.
The Kardashians are a bunch of asses. Kim Kardashian has a butt beautification process.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Now, wait, let me stop you. I think I know where this is going, but let me just preface it by saying many women and men, but most women have some sort of a beautification routine. You know, like you wash your face, you put your moisturizer on.
Sure. Well, I mean, look at me. This doesn't just happen.
Well, I know, right. Maybe a
This takes a lot of work.
At night.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
in the 80s and 90s, you might remember this, I did a lot of stunt butt work in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever there was a man's butt scene, they'd call me in because I had the perfect ass at the time.
Yes, cute little tushy.
Now it's flatter than a Midwestern cornfield, but that's another problem that we don't need to get into. But in Kim Kardashian's case, she's known for her curves and the inexplicable reason she's a billionaire. But here's what she does. She
exfoliates.
She exfoliates her fanny every day. She uses a special, is it AHA or AHA? AHA serum on it twice a week and keeps it baby smooth. Now, she also has a machine that's anti-cellulite that exercises her cheeks that she uses in the morning.
Now that I would be interested in.
So it's some sort of vibration machine that, shakes her cheeks. And she does it each morning and night for 15 minutes. She has red light therapy, a light that lays on her face down for 5 minutes twice a day, keeps the skin tight, and encourages collagen production. She denies getting any sort of filters or implants. She also does something called EM Sculpt. These are treatments on her butt that are where they freeze your butt and then heat it.
I'm thinking, since it's usually hard to kind of reach your backside, I'm thinking she probably has someone do this for her.
You have to have a team.
What do you think?
You need a butt team.
She needs a team, and she has endless time and money.
You need an ass team. You need a butt team. You need an ass team.
The A team.
What's the name of the brother on that show? Rob?
What is his name? Rob, yeah.
Yeah, you got Rob's probably the guy. I mean, I know it's a half sister, but what's Rob doing? He's got time.
I have to say, here's a true confession. I have never watched one episode of that show.
Neither have I. No, neither have I.
I've never watched 1 minute of that show.
No.
Except in some of the previews that they show. It's on Hulu.
People argue about when did America actually start to crumble as an empire. You could make an argument, the Kardashians. There's lots of things, but they were certainly part of it. And you know what? I can't fault them. They were given an opportunity. She shot a porn, and her mom decided to market the porn her daughter made. Next thing you know, it was a huge deal. And my old pal, Ryan Seacrest, is the guy that convinced him to do a show.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Boy, Ryan Seacrest is like the Dick Clark of the
Exactly.
office. He's everywhere.
Ryan Seacrest convinced him to do a show, put it on E, and has made himself enough money to, polish his own butt because of the Kardashians.
He has an A team too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were the original A team.
All right, finally, we have two of them.
Steve. God, I learn something new every time I talk to you.
We have two final stories. I think we can get to both. And that is, I'm just freaking happy to be here in the Diddy Diet. Which do you want to do?
Let's do happy to be here.
New York City and Minneapolis, Minnesota are the only two American cities that made the top 30 in the world's happiest city lineup.
No way. Come on.
The top tier included Copenhagen, Zurich, and Singapore in numbers 1, 2, and 3.
I could see Zurich. It's probably one of the cleanest and nicest places I've ever been to.
I've been in any of those cities. I've been
Copenhagen,
yeah.
I've been to. Great.
Yeah, you've
What's
traveled
the
much
third?
more
Singapore?
than I have.
I've never been to. But I have a good friend who worked in Singapore for a couple of years, and she loves
I've been to
it.
Iowa. No, I've traveled a bit, but not as much as you have.
But I've been to Minneapolis and New York, and I can't see
I
them
lived in
being
Minneapolis
happier
for
than
5 years. People are very happy in Minneapolis, which is odd considering the winter is 11 months.
Right. It doesn't seem there's a lot to do. Is there a lot to do there?
Yeah. It's great. It's great. Really is great.
Is
If
it?
Minneapolis had great weather, there'd be 12 million people there.
Really?
South Africa fared very well. Portugal is the place everybody seems to want to go now.
I've never been to Portugal, and I want to go.
Here's one that surprised me. Cambodia is a vacation destination now, and the residents are very happy there.
Never been.
In addition to that, Sweden.
Another place I want to go. A bucket lister. They seem so super happy in Sweden.
Yeah, well, look at the Swedish chef.
Yes.
This one surprised me. Germany. I don't think of happy Germans other than Oktoberfest.
No, yeah, and I've been to the Oktoberfest, and it's very happy and very celebratory, but it rained the whole time.
Yeah.
It's very dreary.
I don't think of the Germans as happy people. I mean, to rethink my thoughts. The Philippines.
Never been.
I think of hot, sweaty jungle, giant mosquitoes, but no,
Right.
people are very happy. And Japan, Tokyo, the largest and most crowded city in the world, and yet people are extremely happy there. And by the way, Greece, amongst the countries, people are very happy there. Is it the ouzo? Why are the Greeks so happy?
Greece, I think, is the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful places in the world. It's just relaxing, and they have the ocean and the mountains, and of course the food and the dancing and the drinking. I mean, all of the above. I'd put Greece number one.
I did find our Don't Die Dumb story. I had forgotten the actual
Good.
topic, but it was about eating challenges, these challenges that show up on, TikTok.
Yeah.
And here's one of them, 105-pound burger.
Okay.
You have 9 people on teams, and the idea is you have to eat the 105-pound burger to win $600. It is in Mount Olympus. I think that's in Washington as well. The burger weighs 20. You have to finish eating it in 1 hour.
That's gross.
This is how you would die dumb.
Could you do that?
No, nor would I.
I wouldn't either.
A
It's
Welsh.
Like, remember that milk challenge where you'd have to drink a gallon of milk?
Oh, yeah.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And all these stupid people were drinking gallons of milk just to see if they could do it.
We had challenges in the 70s, like siphoning gas from cars. That wasn't wise either. How about a 69-ounce mixed grill? A Welsh restaurant called Sizzle and Grill has a 69-ounce mixed grill plate, steak, pork chops, half a chicken, giant pieces of sausage, eggs, peas, mushrooms, chips. You got to do it all in 1 hour or less. And if you finish on time, the record's 22 minutes. You finish on time, your dinner's free. They don't even give you money.
Yeah. See, that food, all of that food's present at like a Greek Christmas. Because you can't just have one meat. You have to have 4 to choose from, and 4 vegetables and 10 desserts, but all in one sitting in an hour?
I don't think so.
It's impossible.
I'll give you one more. The Kitchen Sink Challenge. A San Francisco creamery company serves up sandwiches, burgers, pasta, salads, and desserts. The Kitchen Sink, they mix it all together.
Gross.
Yeah, it's in one giant bowl.
Oh,
and,
my God.
And you can have it as a dessert. The dessert portion of it is 3 bananas, whipped cream, 8 different ice cream flavors of your choice, more whipped cream, various toppings, more whipped cream, almonds, and cherries. You got to eat it alone in under the current record time to win $100.
Okay, I didn't realize it was ice cream. That I could probably do.
Don't die dumb. Don't die dumb.
No, I would extend my time. I'd say, can I have 2.5 or 3 hours to do it?
But then when would you have time to polish your butt if you're doing that?
Well, hey, you
got to remember butt care. Yeah. Butt care is very important.
I have a team of people to do that.
And again, count on me, your friend, when I'm needed. That's all I'm saying.
You're the best.
And finally, the Diddy diet.
No.
This is a horrible, dark story about Diddy, Puffy, whatever he's calling Chuck, whatever he's calling himself.
Inmate number 647-325.
That's the right name for him. But one of the weirdest things that came up in testimony in the past couple of days, and we're recording this on May 28th, is what he eats. Because the question was, did he essentially make his employees be slaves for him? Or he would make them do all sorts of crazy things. And one of the weirdest things that came out of this was he has very strange, quirky diets or diet items that he likes. And on a cheeseburger, he would get very angry to the point of violence if you didn't remember to add applesauce on his cheeseburger.
Okay.
That in and of itself should have been enough to know he was crazy.
They were going to say ketchup. Now, come on.
Yeah, there's others, but applesauce in your cheeseburger, no. I'm going to say no.
Just add that to the list of terrible things about him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's one of the weirder ones.
It's bad, though.
But you see, this is the good palate cleanser. This is anything but politics, where we just fly through these topics that aren't political, and you have a good time. Will you come back and do it again?
I would love to.